Ghana is considering regulating the porn sector in order to discourage the citizens under 18 years, primarily children, from accessing pornography on the internet. This was communicated to us by the Minister of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Nartey George. However, it begs the question, is it of significant interest or national concern to Ghanaians that this is done right now, looking at where the economy stands with regard to the technological advancement of the world? Welcome to the Real Talk. My name is Ameyao. Let's talk. So the Minister of Communications, Sam George, says that he is considering regulating the porn sector in order to prevent children from accessing the internet. This is because it has become very disturbing and worrying for parents, especially when, we are living in a Gen Z, Gen Alpha era where children are so exposed to, these digital gadgets, the phone and all that. They have their smartphones, they have their tablets, they have their MacBooks and their other laptops. So, it's become very difficult for parents to really watch their children from not accessing websites that are not appropriate for children. And one of these websites is pornographic website. So the minister, according to the minister, he shared a story of a 14-year-old child. I think, 14 years. And this child is addicted to pornography. Looking at this situation, the minister thinks that it is appropriate that there are measures which will curtail such thing from happening. And one of those things that he wants to do right now is to ensure that anybody that accesses pornographic website will have to produce his or her Ghana card to identify his or her age. And if you are under 18 years, then you will not have any access at all to pornographic website. If you are above 18 years, you can, do what you want to do. So this is what the minister has said.
Honorable members, your excellencies, it's important that we understand the danger that we face with pornography. And I keep saying that, look, we don't need to rewrite the script. Today in the United Kingdom, for you to access a pornographic website, you need to put your driver's license for them to be able to determine that you are 18 years. Ask yourself why they are doing that. Because they've seen the danger and the damage that pornography and over-sexualization have done to a generation of young UK citizens. And that's why for us, we believe that in Ghana here, and we're working with going to cabinet on that, to make sure that before you access any X-rated site, you must put either your driver's license or your national ID card, so that we know who you are and who is going to that site, to prevent children from being exposed to such content. This is the real threat.
And I think that this is a very good initiative. It's a laudable one, of course, and we need to commend the minister for, actually coming up with such innovation or such initiative, because anything that will help our children, anything that will stop our children from being exposed to things that are inappropriate, I think we all need to support, we all need to embrace. And I really 100% I support the minister on this. You could find children accessing porn nowadays, and it is not really good. It is something that we all need to condemn. And for the minister to really think about having to build a system where children cannot access pornography, I think is something that we need to commend him for. However, I just want to find out, is it of national interest? Is it of national concern right now that this is done? Looking at the fact that we have other pressing needs technologically, other things that need to be done, to advance Ghana. China is almost like 50 years ahead of us. Japan is far gone. These nations, other nations as well, they are far gone when it comes to technology, digitizing the economy. They are far gone. They are so much ahead of us. And do you think that we should spend the taxpayers' money in building a system that will discourage children from accessing pornography at the expense of other things that need to be done in order to benefit all Ghanaians. Look at our internet connectivity. Even the minister himself, during an interview where he was talking about Aku, you remember Aku, the AI, lady or woman, whatever way you want to put it.
As it should be. And yes, for Ghana's ambition, not to define it.
Certainly, we won't let you define it. We believe that AI should be a catalyst for education to reach every child in Ghana. And I see the education minister there.
Aku, who the minister was communicating with during an event where the president of the nation, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, was in attendance, and her responses were a bit delayed. And in fact, it got to a point where Aku didn't even respond to the minister. It took, a while for Aku to respond. And the minister came under intense criticisms. But according to the minister, it was due to some internet connectivity challenges.
Aku? This is why I prefer my physical deputy minister.
And indeed, it is of very much concern to every Ghanaian, including myself, that we have poor internet connectivity. Not only that, we also have other things that need to be put in place. The world is far advanced. The world is far gone. And Ghana seems to be lagging behind. So what are the things that we are doing in order to catch up with the world in terms of technology? And do you think that one of those things is for us to spend our taxpayers' money, or the minister to spend the taxpayers' money to build a system where, children cannot access pornography? Don't you think that is the responsibility of the parents to check what their children are watching on their phones and, their laptops, tablets, and all that? I, for instance, as a child, couldn't access the internet. In fact, I didn't even have phone. My parents ensured that I didn't use phone until I completed secondary school. During secondary school, I was using a friend's phone to communicate with them. They didn't give me access to phone, when I was a child. So I couldn't become exposed to pornography when I was a child. So I think that parents must exercise complete control over what their children watch on their phones, what their children are exposed to. They must have complete control. They must watch them. They must have an eagle eye, always surveilling them in order to ensure that they are not exposed to inappropriate content on the internet. So I think that, even though it is good that we discuss this right now, even though it is good that the minister has brought this up, I don't think that it is something that should be of, significant concern to us. You understand? I don't think that it is a prudent use of our money right now, because what is even the fraction of people who are watching porn? What number of people in Ghana here, watch porn? Let us just assess it. So is it prudent? It's like the DSTV thing. And we have, is it prudent that we use the taxpayers? Because obviously the minister is not going to use his own money to build the system. So it's going to be our money that is going to use to build the system. So is this something that we need to do now? I think we need to rather talk to the parents and ensure that they do something about their children not accessing pornographic websites. And even though, you have to go to the internet to check whether you are 18 years or above before you can get access to the website when the minister is finally, done with this. I still think that, there will be some loopholes for the children if parents are not, actually exercising absolute control. I still think that these children, these Gen Alpha children, these Gen Zs, they are far smarter. You understand? They are so smart. But it is not to say that what the minister has said is not something that we should embrace. I embrace it 100%. But I'm just saying that I think there are other pressing needs that need to be considered first. And we should find a different way of ensuring that, children do not access pornographic websites. In fact, how many children are even watching porn? How many children are? I think they do more of the TikTok than the porn, right? Well, I cannot tell. But I'm just saying that there are other pressing needs. There are other things that we need to be dealt with. The country is far behind. We need to look at the things that will help the country move forward technologically. And one of those things, to me, as it stands now, one of those things is not for us spending money to build a system where children cannot access pornographic websites. That should be the responsibility of parents. That should be the responsibility of guardians. A child in the first place shouldn't even get access to certain things. Of course, when they are maybe 10, 15 years old, 11, 12, 14, 16 years, 17 years, it becomes a little bit difficult. Actually watching over them, ensuring that they do not, watch pornography. It becomes a bit difficult. But all the same, I think we need to first look at other things that are really, really pressing, other things that are very important to Ghanaians. Our internet connectivity is very poor. So let's look at these things. And not only that, let's digitize the economy very well. The economy is far, far behind. Go to China and you understand what I'm talking about. Go to other countries and you understand what I'm talking about. Ghana is very, very, very behind. And I think that the minister should be looking at these things and leave the porn aspect to the parents for now. If we are going to spend like hundreds of thousands and into the millions of Ghana cedis, and it's going to cost us that much, I think let's use that money to do other things, and then we can come back to this conversation later on. What do you think? All right, thank you very much for joining me here. I'm very grateful to you for spending this time with me. Please drop your comments at the comment section. Let me know what you also think about this subject matter, and subscribe to this channel, like and share the videos. God bless you. I'm out.